Welcome to the instructional video for the Hobby Toscana exclusive 690. This is 2013 model. I will explain how everything works for you and give you a good insight of things to look for. So going around from the driver's side, we have got your Truma heating vent. So that is for your hot water and your heating. There is an external aerial point. If you wanted to connect through to the main site, then that's what you would connect through there. We have fitted onto this and an optional extra aerial onto the roof. You've got your electric step, your habitation door, your awning light and the awning itself. We have a security lock which will secure both the habitation door, and we also have one on the rear doors just there. Behind that we have our toilet cassette. So we simply press the two buttons in and the toilet cassette releases by lifting up the little yellow handle here and sliding the toilet out. To empty it, you remove the cap off the top there, the little yellow cap, and press the little yellow button at the bottom. That will let any of the vacuum escape, and then when you're finished, pop it back in place just like that. To the back, they're a twist lock. So you'll see on the operation, you just twist it to lock it and twist it to open it. In here, once the power is on, we've got light switches. We have makeup cushions, carpets for both the habitation and the cab area, a TV that's fitted for the customer, a toolkit, a ground sheet, some mats and an external screen for the cab window, a spare wheel, your centre rafter for the awning, and the awning pole for the actual awning itself. I will send you a separate video how to work the awning. We've also got heating into here and light on the opposite side as well. So moving to the rear of the vehicle, we've got a 2 bike rack system fitted to the van and a reversing camera that's mounted just to the top of the vehicle, just up there. On this side, again, twist to open the doors and then they'll stay up. In the bag, we've got an external wastewater pipe which will allow you to then plumb it into the wastewater outlet and have a further extension for the sites that are serviced. And just into that compartment down there, we have your main RCD breaker with your test button for your electrics, just letting you know where that is. If your mains power goes, then that's where you'll have to just press the switches to get the electric back on. Again, we've got a security lock on this door as well, so all the external locker areas barring the gas have security locks on there. Mains cable, which is located just underneath here. To remove it, just press that button down and pull the cable out. Forward of the rear wheels on the passenger side, we have a little sticker here which translates into wastewater. That comes out of the cap there, but simply just screws off and allows the wastewater, which is water that's come from your shower and your taps and your sinks, to come out of the tank into a waste disposal area or a drain near your house. That's water that you've just used from washing up and showering. To the side of that, we have a gas locker, and that literally just goes onto here and then holds in place just like that. Please make sure that you leave the drop vent free from obstruction. It can get 2 bottles in there, and you will require a pigtail to connect to the regulator, which is mounted at the top. On putting it down, simply just remove that, hold on to it, press it in and then twist it into place. Filling up your fresh water, again it's labelled, that translates into fresh water. You just remove the cap and use a normal hose pipe to fill that up. Forward of that, on the passenger side, we have your diesel filler point. There is no AdBlue on this particular model, so it's just diesel. And then we can get into the cab area with the central locking key, which will do the 2 front doors, just like that. The engine battery is located underneath this area here. Your leisure battery is located underneath there. And the bonnet release catch is just located just by pulling that lever down there. The windows themselves have got Remis cab lines on the side, and the front ones just pinched together here and meet in the middle and magnetised together. So that's how you would secure off in an evening the blinds on the front of the vehicle. Round to the bonnet. To release the bonnet itself, underneath in the middle here you have a little lever that needs to be lifted up. Positive point for jump starting the vehicle is there. Your negative point is that little stud there. Oil and dipstick is there, and your screen wash is located just there. Putting it down to simply close and let the bonnet shut just like that. Moving inside to the vehicle, we've got a fly screen and a blind on the door and a locking point for closing the door once we're in there. So going in, I'm going to show you first of all where your freshwater tank is located, and it's there. And the drain for the freshwater is that little switch down at the bottom there, which you close to allow the tank to fill up, and then open to drain the freshwater tank of all the water once you finish using it. And that is located underneath the seat area just there. You just remove the cushions to gain access. Under the other front area on the driver's side is where your boiler is located. Now, one thing you'll need to remember here is this little diamond that you'll see just at the bottom here. At the moment when it's across the vehicle and the blue button is pressed in, so you'll see there's a little blue button just at the bottom at the front. I will show you, it's a bit difficult where it's located, but I'll show you on another vehicle. So that must be pushed in, as well as that little diamond being across the vehicle. To empty it, you need to pull the diamond just around like you see there. That will empty the water, put the diamond back in that position, and then press the button, which will allow the boiler to fill up from water and allow you to heat your hot water. So boiler located under that seat, fresh water located under that seat. So the main control panel can be just found just at the side of the habitation door here, and it's pretty straightforward. We have an indicator telling us the time and the external and internal temperatures, and an indicator to tell us that we're plugged into mains. The button to the left hand side will tell us the level of the voltage in both the engine and the vehicle batteries. The button next to it, which shows a tank, will tell you what level is in your freshwater tank. The program setting allows us to go in, if you press and hold it, and go through using the up and down keys here. So the system clocks and your setting options just there. Press it again, that'll allow you to change the clock. Press it again to minutes, alarm off, and then press it again, it'll come back to the main screen. The power to turn the main power off, and I'll show you before I leave the vehicle, is the main red button in the middle. To get 12 volt working in the vehicle, so that's for your lights and your boilers and everything else, you'll need to press that button on, and when it is pressed on, it will illuminate as it's showing there. The water pump is the next one, so that will allow you to pump the water from the boiler, from your freshwater tank, into the vehicle through the taps. And then lastly, we've got an external awning light, which is just indicated there. Now the Hobby has a separate lighting rig. So some of the lights turn off individually, the others will turn off from the main control panels. So pretty much self-explanatory, telling you which one turns off in which area. There's also one of these located in the rear of the vehicle as well. So once we've got the fresh water filled up, we've turned on the right control panels. The only other thing to work out is just this located here, which is your controls for your heating and your hot water. So the top one, moving just closer there, is the source of fuel that we are trying to heat either the water or the heating or both with. So flame being gas only. 1 up is electric 1 kilowatt, 2 up is electric 2 kilowatt, 1 down is 1 kilowatt electric and gas, and then finally 2 down is 2 kilowatt electric and gas. So for these purposes we'll flick it to electric. The option underneath that then is what we are trying to achieve. So the middle position is off. The unit is turned off. We are neither doing the hot water or the heating. If we wanted to go up to 40, that would heat the hot water to 40 degrees. You'll see that the green light appears and an amber light telling us it's getting up to temperature, just like that. If we went up again, that would go up to 60 degrees water. So that is your heating of your hot water only. Middle position again being off. Going down will heat the hot water. The heating only. So the flame on the bottom is the heating only. You will see there is another one down. So the second position down is then going to do our heating and our hot water at the same time. So just quickly recapping. Heating and hot water. Heating only. Off. Water on 40 degrees. Water on 60 degrees. Yep. The middle position here is the fan speed. So how quickly or slowly we're trying to heat it up, and the temperature, if it's too hot or too cold, how you would change that by turning that middle dial. Remembering when you finish using it, turn it off, and both of the top and the bottom controls will go off once the fan has slowed down. So that is your heating and your hot water. One thing to remember for the hot water is once you've turned your pump on the control panel, turn the taps to hot, lift it up, and make sure that you have a steady stream of water and that you've removed all the air from your boiler. If you haven't, then you would leave the taps running until you get a steady flow, and then you can go to your hot water controls. So it is all in your handbook. There is a vast handbook on this vehicle explaining different options, but that should be a quick crash course in how to do that for you. The 3-burner hobs are indicated just on the little stickers here, 1, 2 and 3, telling you what you need to do in relation to the fittings of your turning it on and off. To turn it on, you simply turn that in, press it in, and then you will need to have a little fire igniter to light them. There isn't an igniter on this particular model. Underneath we've got your lights. Into your cupboards, they literally just pinch together and open up. So you'll see just it as I pinch the fitting, that little fitting behind will work. In here I have left the instructional folder that contains all the details on the vehicle. All the fittings work in the same way. So literally that one is magnetised. These ones I'll literally pop open for plenty of storage. All the way around, even under the front sky roof light, so they work in all the same way. The roof light itself has a blind to block off the sun or the light in an evening. Moving round, then we've got obviously more covered spaces all the way around. Under these two, behind the driver's seat, we have the solar panel that the customer had fitted as an extra, and we have the aerial that we have added here for the customer. Now this is a status aerial, so you'll need to remove that collar by twisting it just like that, and then it will allow you to push the pole up and down to get a stronger signal should you need it. Now there is a booster box underneath, so if you've got a green signal just as that's showing, then that will tell you that your signal is of good quality and you'll probably get a signal straight away. There is a little on-off switch at the top that you need to turn on. Now if you were getting an orange or a red sign, that's when you'd need to change the position of the actual aerial itself. We have fitted a TV to this particular model, and you will see just underneath there that when the power's on it will be red, when the telly turns on it will go green, and you will need to retune this in every time you do go to a different area for your camping. But that is your telly working just like that. To tune it in, I'll simply follow the instructions. It's pretty straightforward. It's just an auto tune function, and that will allow the telly to operate wherever you are. To turn it off, just press it just like that, and once you turn your 12-volt power off, that will also turn off the power to the TV. Underneath that you have a storage area, and I'm going to put the remote control just in there for you. We have wine glasses and A nice display area just there. Again, to get into that, you simply just press, and that releases the little button there, and then close it just by clicking it in there. Please make sure on the hobs as well, I didn't mention that before, but please make sure that you let it cool down before you close that lid. It does shatter into several pieces if you don't do that, so please be careful. The blinds and the windows all work in a similar sort of way. So you've got your blind there and then your fly screen coming down, and that's the same throughout the whole of the vehicle. We have also got 2 additional sockets that are fitted above and beyond what was standard. So into the kitchen area, we have a twist lock, yeah, to lock it and open it to give you access underneath there. And then these ones again for your belongings in the kitchen, nice and neat all together, just there. So remember that that one is a twist lock, and you've clicked all them in place before you're travelling off. Into the kitchen area, so your oven, obviously it will just light up by turning that and turning it to the temperature that you want it to do, and then pull it out when it's ignited. It does run off gas, so you will need to have your gas turned on. I always do it by pulling the gas through on the hobs first, and then it will light on your cooker. The fridge simply turns on and off, and then you use the manual selector. So this one at the moment being mains power, gas when you're not hooked up to mains. Battery will only run when the engine's running, or the off button, which is done by turning it all the way to the top there. So you'll see if it doesn't work, it'll come up with a red or an orange fault to tell you that it's not working. The one at the side is the temperature, so from coldest to warmest by turning the dial down. And then you've got the little latches which will allow you to lock or unlock the fridge. And again, you'll see that it lights up when it's on, and then twist it again, your freezer compartment. Once you turn the light off, it will go off completely, so it's a good indicator is the light. And just make sure that you are locked in place before travelling, so that they're not opening as and when you're driving. We have a dividing, which you release the catch, and then that will pull across. And just on this side here, you will see there is a magnet which magnetizes it just in place to screen off the back bedroom area from the front area. Again, make sure before you're setting off that that's clipped in place. We have some little storage areas there and another main socket just down there for you. These will only operate and work when you are plugged into mains as well, so please be aware. We have a PIR for the alarm that's fitted in the bedroom area, and then these back ones are a push one, so push to open it, pull the handle, you've got a little hanging area just there, and then before driving off, make sure it's clipped and in place. Light switches, so you can turn the lights on and off, just like that, and again you have one of the lighting areas underneath there for turning it off. Good storage again throughout the rear of the vehicle, and again make sure that you're hearing that clicking noise. The roof light has a blind and a flash screen on it, and to open it, press the button, pull it up, and then to close it, press it back up, just like that. Make sure it's over that little button before you're travelling off and around the vehicle. We've got a light above here, and then your flash screen and blinds on all the windows, just similar to the ones in the front. We've got another light area there, and it does have a little switch to turn the light on and off, so it will go off when you close it. The island bed gives you options to get out of the bed either side. We have another roof light similar to the back one, but just a bigger one, and that is a wind up one. So literally pull that down and start winding it. It will wind the window up and then close it. Do make sure that it is fully closed before you set off. The best way of doing it is just give it a little push with your fingers just like that to make sure that you've properly latched it in. The bathroom area, so I mentioned again about the flush, so that is the little button here, and again you will hear the water coming out and that will fill the toilet cassette just there. To empty the toilet cassette, you just move the little lever towards the back of the vehicle and it will empty, and then to pull the toilet cassette out, that will need to be closed. You do have another lighting area for the lights in here. We have a quite clearly marked mixer tap just there for the shower, for the bathroom tap, and one behind the screen that slides around for your shower area, just located there. We have storage in the vehicle just up here and just up here, and again a sliding area under there for your belongings just there. The seats themselves at the front swivel, and to release the swivel you'll see there's a little handle here, so when they're forward facing you'll need to pull that back. That allows the seat to swivel round, and you'll just need to slide it backwards and forwards to miss the handbrake on this side and the passenger door on the other side. You do have height adjusters, so this is to lift up the front and lift up the back, and then the backrest position will change by doing that. We have your electric windows there. The mirrors are done manually, so just position them to wherever you feel comfortable. We have got cruise control just on the lower stalk, your lights on the top, and then over to the top on this side we've got your windscreen wipers and your trip counter, which is on the end, which will give you your range and other items there. We've got your blowers just located in the middle there. We've got your lock and your unlock button and your hazard lights, and then we've got a Kenwood multimedia system with a CD and your reverse camera built in there. It has an isolator on the top, so to turn it on, press the button down and the system will come active, and to turn it off, press it down and that will turn the system off. There is a lockable glove box just there, and lastly but not least, we have more storage underneath the bed and a completed instructional video. We hope you find it useful. Look forward to your feedback. We hope it goes to a lovely home, and we hope you enjoy your experience in your new motorhome. Thank you.